Hi everyone, I'm Graddles, and welcome to a new episode of Satisfactory. So today I want to tell you what I've learned by making this Best Start series. So first off, this is the second time I completed the game, first time by myself. The first time I actually beat the game, I actually had a little bit of help from the beginning from Jemzen, because it was a joint world. But in this one I did it all from start to finish pretty much by myself, except Jemzen came in and helped me with the trains. He also gave me the recipes for the nuclear power. But I learned so much. So let's go ahead, jump in and get started. So way back at the beginning, I made this modular building that could have been extended. It really could have. It could have went back. But then I added these train tracks and yeah, and then I built it very tight inside. And what I'm realizing now is there's so much that should have been upgraded. I surpassed the 300 a while ago, and then I started overclocking stuff instead of really making it efficient. And yeah, it was not efficient at all. Not that the building's not nice, and not that it couldn't be used for something else. Just what I squeezed in here does not make sense. And then, I could have extended the building this way or that way. I just never did it. It's one of those things that once you build it, you don't want to go back and go in there and do it. So I definitely know for a fact that I needed more. This was the only factory of iron besides back there where we were making some rotors and reinforced plates. This was the only thing we had for screws, plates, and rods. And what did we do up here? I don't even remember. I think we did do reinforced plates up here. So what did I do over in the other one? Let me go take a look. I have a sign. But anyway, this was... Oh, modular frames. That's what we did. So reinforced plates and rotors was still in here. So, okay. So that's crazy. So this little building was doing all the screws, plates, rods, reinforced plates, and rotors for the whole build. Not sufficient. I ran out of stuff constantly. So I overclocked a lot of stuff. I upgraded some of the belts. But really, this should have been way more modular, expanded. It's just that I really liked the building and I didn't want to mess with the building, and then I built the trains behind it, and so I never expanded on it. So really, in the next game I do, I want to really make sure that I use especially my pure nodes to the full potential, because I never really did. I upgraded them. I upgraded the miners, I upgraded the belts, but I didn't add more machines, so that's not going to help. So definitely, I had the same issue with copper. Same exact thing. I was running out of copper sheets, wires, and I was just overclocking stuff and praying, to kind of squeeze through. So definitely make sure that when you start, you leave room, or you can clip off, say, your miners, so where your miners are coming in. So if I had a pure node, I can get them up to, with power shards, I can get them up to 1200, and I don't have the right amount of machines for this. And I could have clipped off and then moved I just didn't want to. It was gonna cause a big mess and I didn't want to. So yeah, I think the next time I'm gonna do things a little differently. Not sure exactly how, because in my brain I can't figure it out, but I think when I'm building, the next time I'm gonna keep that in mind. Next thing I want to talk about, size and space. So looking through this, I was like, oh, I got plenty of, this is huge, right? It wasn't big enough. I had to put the tier 9 all the way back there. I had to do aluminum which made sense in a different space because there was a lot of resources that weren't over here and I would have to drag them over here to do. But honestly, this was quite a tight space, I'm not gonna lie. I also could have added more buildings, but with the trains in here, that's what made it tight. I had to make the trains tight, I had to make everything quite tight, the buildings, everything. So I definitely want to look at more space and more expansion. Belt system worked wonderful. Everything I needed was right here, and I pulled off of it and pushed onto it, but it got messy. I mean, look over here. This is not practical, nor is it pretty. It looks terrible. I need a better system of figuring out how I want to do this the next time. I think if I use the belt system the next time, I'm not sure exactly, but the spacing has to be better. Whether it's every other one I use in the lines here, because like things got clipped so badly in so many spots, like here, and I mean, I don't like that. It looks terrible. This is just wound up like a crazy spaghetti mess. And really, I want to do it a lot neater. I don't want to do this like this. So the belt system's great because you can have easy access to everything you need. But you really have to plan it out better. I did not plan this out better. Over there, I mean, look at how high these are. I don't want them that high. I need a better system for that. What did I run out of? I mean, again, this is all part of the steps of your iron, your copper. And because I lacked in so many things like screws sometimes. Look at how many screws I have now. Now I'm not locking in screws. But anyway, screws, cables, copper sheets, wire, plastic, quick wire. That made the computers, the motors, the stators, the oscillators, everything slow down because I wasn't getting the amount of stuff I needed. So I thought I had a great plastic setup over there with the rubber. No, I needed to make another plastic setup by our turbo fuel to bring more plastic in, and obviously that's coming in slow. And quick wire. I was not bringing in enough quick wire, which is absolutely crazy. So yeah, that was another huge thing that caused me to make another train system, and it was just a mess. I mean, you need a lot more than you think, especially plastic. Plastic, I was really hurting. Trains. I love trains. Love them. But with trains, especially being on the same line, I ran into quite a few times that I spent a good hour trying to figure out block signals and path signals because the trains just stopped. And it's because some of the block signals were too close to the intersections. Some of these intersections are really close to one another. It was quite a mess with that. And I'm thinking if I use trains again, it's going to be a bit more spread out. Like I said, in here, I had way too many intersections. Let me go up on the top of that building over there where we have our... If I can get there. It's so slow with these hover things. But trains, like, these are way too close. It just is... It's kind of messy looking, right? But up here, let me... If I can go a little faster. This damn hover goes so slow. But up here, this is very important. I had this intersection. This one was connected down in here. So this was super close to this intersection. So when I put a block signal in and I had a long train, so I had this intersection, this was coming off into here, so I had to move that. Then this intersection, then this was banking onto here. It was just a mess. So my trains were so confused, they did not like me at all. And so block signals were killing me. Killing me. Yeah, a lot of the stuff in my series, some of it I didn't even show you because, like, I had to make more Caterium. I had to make more plastic. I think I didn't tell you because it's one of those things that when you figure it out, you'll add to it, right? And that's why a lot of my series, as I progressed, I figured you guys progressed and would know what you needed, and that you would see that if you're running short here, you need to do something about it, and that's exactly what I did. I did do the first episode in the best start, and it took me a little over an hour, and I didn't edit it at all. The preceding ones after that was like, I cut it down a little bit and showed way more pictures and detail after I built it. And one of the reasons I did that was because sometimes it takes me hours and hours to just build something I like. And you would have to, I mean, if I did an unedited version, you'd have a 4-hour video of me breaking it down and putting it back up and breaking it down and putting it back up. It would get boring. How long did it take me to finish this series? About 250 hours. Approximately. It was about 252, but that was also to the end, and I think I re-recorded some stuff. So it's approximately 250. I didn't rush exactly, but I didn't take my time. So that comes to my last probably gripe about what I did. So because I did a series for YouTube, I made sure I tried to put out videos every 3 to 4 days, sometimes 5 days, and doing 2 episodes a week and keeping on that schedule. I didn't give myself enough time to really expand the iron or expand the copper, or add more things, or because I was trying to get videos out to you guys as fast as I could, so I kind of bypassed a lot of stuff and just kept on going with the series. And I think the next series, maybe I'll do a video. I don't know if I'll keep to it, but once a week or when I get it done, instead of trying to keep a schedule of every 3 to 5 days, because it'll take the pressure off of me to do something better. So yeah, I think I've been thinking on this for a little while. And what do I want to do next? I'm still in the process of sorting that out. There's another place in the Northern Forest that I absolutely love that has a lot of pure iron in it. I love working with pure nodes over normal nodes or impure nodes. It's just my tick. I like more is better, you know. I do that with everything. And I really am not sure where I'm going to start, but I think I am going to do another series, but in a completely new way. I think we'll use the belt system, but in a different way. Maybe in a factory setting. Maybe we'll just do a complete ores, you know, and then use the belt system to push those ores out to the machines. Try to make a more modular setup. Do more buildings separated with trains spanning further apart. There's a lot of stuff I did not touch in this series. I didn't do hypertubes. I did not do drones. I didn't do trucks. There's so many things I didn't touch on that it's not really a complete view of all the things you can do in Satisfactory. And so that's why I think I will do another series, and I will try to touch upon the things that I didn't touch in this series. So, with that being said, I would love to hear from you guys in the comments below what you would like. Would you like to see the other spot in the northern forest that has a ton of pure nodes over in that area as well? Would you like to see a completely different area altogether? I think I'm gonna decide pretty soon. So yeah, if you could, I'd appreciate it. If not, I think I'm just gonna start on my own and, you know, incorporate a lot of stuff into the series. That doesn't mean I don't want your input. I would love your input even while making the series. So if you want me to do something, ask. I have no issues with, you know, trying something new. Guys, again, this was an amazing ride in the Best Start series. I think I got over 11,000 views right now on the first episode, which is so appreciative. And yeah, I can't thank you enough. So with that being said, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.